So today we're going to tie a little baby perch minnow pattern. We're going to tie this little guy right here. We're going to use just a handful of material, a couple materials, but it's a nice little pattern to tie. So what we're going to use for the fly, for the bottom side, is going to be Solar Flare from Snake River Fly in Cutthroat Gold and in the golden olive color. Then we're also going to use some Bruiser Blend Junior in olive and in tan as well. And then we'll put some eyeballs in the front, glue them down, and that's it. So we're going to put in the vise, we've got a Firehole 811 in a size 8, and then this is some Vivas 100 denier white GSP thread. So the way I like to start this is just get your thread started and leave it about right in the middle of the hook shank. We're not going to worry about covering this because it's all going to get covered by our Solar Flare anyways. So we're going to reach in our bag of Solar Flare and grab not too much because we're going to double this back, but about this much. Find our middle point and see if there's any fibers hanging out that we can straighten back out again. And then at about the middle point, we're going to come from underneath the hook and attach it to the middle part of the shank. Give it a nice couple good wraps right in through here, and then we're going to hold our thread up and then grab the rest of the Solar Flare and fold it underneath and tie it down pretty good. Then I like to take the hook out of the vise real quick and grab our Solar Flare and pull it out. So it's all nice and straight around the hook shank. Then I'll come through with my brush and just brush out the few little fibers that didn't get tied down. And then we'll come back in and we'll do the exact same thing with the golden olive. We'll take a little bit more, not a ton more, but a little bit more, and do the exact same thing. Kind of line up the ends. Tie this off, and then fold back and tie it down. So all this stuff here in the back has all just been covered, so we don't need to worry about doing anything there. But then we'll take our thread, put a nice little base all up to the eye of the hook, and then back a little bit till about in between where we left our Solar Flare and the eye of the hook. And then we'll come back through with our brush out our Solar Flare to get all our last pieces that didn't get attached. So then we're going to come in with our Bruiser Blend, and I like to use this brown olive. And this is the Bruiser Blend Junior. So it's a little bit shorter than the original Bruiser Blend from Fly Fish Food. I like to take a pretty good chunk of this olive, and then I'll grab it by the ends and line up all the tips. So I'll get them all where all of the dubbing is going in the same direction. That way I can tie it in and form the head of this fly. There. So we'll have about this much in there. We'll flip it upside down and we'll have our tie-in point right here. And we'll keep all this up on top. And we'll kind of bring it forward a little bit and leave it there. But we'll leave this on top. We want to leave this on the top half of the fly. I do like to fan it out a little bit. It does make it easier to tie in later. And then we'll come in with the Bruiser Blend Junior Light and grab the tan color for the bottom part of this fly. I tend to grab a little bit less for the bottom than I do for the top, just like I do for the rest of the fly with the Solar Flare. We'll straighten up all of our tips, turn it around, kind of line up where the tip of the orange or tip of the olive and tip of the tan will all meet, and then just follow the same thread wraps and keep the tan underneath. we'll do the same thing where we kind of fan out the tan, and like we did with the olive. Then I usually take my thread up where it splits the two and pull and grab all this stuff and pull it forward. Then I will build up a little thread dam here in the very front to kind of keep that where I want it. So now all this stuff's going to be sitting back. And then, so we have a nice little head right here that we've made with quite a bit of dubbing, or quite a bit of thread. And we will just whip finish, because we're going to put eyes up here in the very front. We'll do a quick whip finish. It's going to be covered with glue. We'll grab our brush again and we'll brush out all of this dubbing, this bruiser blend, to get anything that's left over that didn't get tied down or get together. There. Something just like that. So now you've got no seams. You have a nice transition between the two different colors that come out here to the back. So now with this big part here in the front, we're going to come in and we're going to put on some eyes here in the very front. So I'm going to grab these ones and I'll put one on this side. Kind of like to center it in the middle of the shank of the hook. And then I'll grab the other one, do the other side. Oh man, swing and a miss. There. Oh. There we go. That'll work right there. And then for the resin that I'll use to glue these together, I've been using the Loon Thin because it doesn't leave much of a tack, but it does a really good job of keeping it all together. So we'll come right in between the two eyes and we're gonna fill that full pretty good of this resin, and it will keep those eyes in there really well. We use a new light. This is the Assassin light. I got this one from Snake River Fly. This is like one of the coolest UV lights I've had and I've used. It does a really good job of getting all the way in there and it's quick. So give that a quick zap. And now those are on there. They're not going to fall, they're not going to move. Then I'll flip it upside down and do the same thing on the bottom of the fly. And fill in all the gaps. Hit it with our light. And I have fished it, and I have thrown it just like this, where I glued the tops and the bottoms, and nothing around the side. And the glue did hold. But we'll add a little bit more around the sides, just to give a little bit extra durability as it comes around. So we'll do some right in through here, right here, and then on the other side. With our light. Flip it over, one last little bit of glue. There. That's basically the fly right there. Last little thing that I like to do is take, oh, not that side, other side, black marker, pull back and just give it some nice barring going all the way across the top to the end, and then I'll come down on the sides as well. And that's it. Super simple. You could add some gills in here if you want. So we could come in with just a little red marker and come in on the bottom and just give it a little bit of red down there. And there we go. That's it. Super simple. Couple of materials and some glue, and you got yourself a nice little fly. Thanks. Bye.